Everybody, this is video 2 of the regression project, and today I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you how to collect your data using a Google form, and then I'm also going to show you how to plot your data using Google Sheets. Okay, so this document, I kind of typed up what I want to do, and I read an article, and it talked about consumption of, and not entirely directly, but um, basically conservative thinking and not wearing masks in public. And so, that conservative thinking involves a lot of stuff, but one of the things that was on there was watching Fox News. And then, not just Fox News to call them out, but there's a lot of right wing media like OANN or Newsmax, Breitbart. But, Fox News is a pretty household name. I think everybody's heard of Fox News. And so I was thinking, well, what if we ask people about their relationship with Fox News and how much they wear a mask? And that way we can kind of study what's going on for ourselves and see what we can find out. Not that our studies are going to be any better than our professionals, but at least, we understand how they do it. So I have a link to the article that I read about it, and then I wrote down my hypothesis. And as people who watch more Fox News, on average, are less likely to wear a mask in public. And so I'll put little commas in here to make sure it's correct. And so that's saying that Fox News has a relationship to wearing a mask. And, we're going to see if there's a correlation there by running a regression analysis. So, question one: how much do you watch or read Fox News or Fox programming compared to other news sources as a percentage? So I'm asking people to quantify it. So, between 0 and 100%, how much of what you read and consume is Fox? And obviously, this is subject to their opinion and you have to take their word with a grain of salt. But, we're just going to do our best. And then question two is: how often do you wear a face mask correctly while around other people, including house, outside, and stores, when less than 6 feet apart? And also as a percentage between 1 and 100. And so those are my two questions. That's all I need to do is ask two questions in this case. And I'm gonna make up some data. I didn't really collect this data, but I'm just gonna make it up. Okay. And then I'm gonna plot that. Or no, I'm gonna collect this data. So I'm gonna show you how to collect this data, and in this case, I'm just gonna make up this data. Okay, or I'm gonna use this made up data. So what I want to do is I want to go to forms.google.com, and this is the best way, and I highly recommend doing this way. If you want to just do it on paper and go around ask people these two questions and then mark it on a scratch piece of paper, that's fine. You can do that and you can turn that in. There's nothing wrong with that. So I opened up Google Forms and I'm going to say Fox News. Oops. I'm going to say Fox News survey. Doesn't matter. Maybe it's project. This is my school project. I am studying the relationship between watching Fox and wearing a mask correctly. Okay, so some description in there. You can introduce yourself or not. It doesn't matter. When you come up here, it transfers the title. And then you're going to just ask your two questions. So, question one is going to go right there. And we want to give it to as a short answer. And if you click right here, you can have response validation. In this case, it has to be a number. We can make it greater or equal to 0. And must be greater than or equal to 0. And then we can have another response validation. I think, yeah, okay. Equal to is between. Oh, is between. There you go. Is between 0 and 100. Needs to be a number. needs to be percentage. And that way, this will keep people from writing the words like a lot and or some, because you need numbers. If you don't have numbers, then you can't make the regression. And you, in order for the data to be accurate, you need to, um, you need to be between 0 and 100, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this question because I want to keep the other one. And oh, but this is how to require it and not require it. You do want it required, right? I'm going to copy paste my next question. And ta-da. And then if you click on this add a text or add a title, I always say thank you for your submission, or thank you for your help. Just make sure to say thank you. You can also say thank you in the response page. Oh, look, see, this changed it to multiple choice. So you need to make sure to change that with the response validation. It didn't even take the response validation. I thought it would do that if I copied the question, but okay, that's fine. We'll get this. Yeah. Sure. Okay, so what else? Very important that you can also add a picture to the top. If you want to add a picture to the top, I think that'd be good. That's up here on this paintbrush. One thing that you absolutely positively must do, and you must remember to do it, is to go to this and unclick restrict users bullet counting. Because if you have this clicked in and you send it to other people outside of students, then you will never, they won't be able to open it. So you need to, this needs to be unclicked. And then you have a confirmation message, like you said, thank you for your help. That comes up on the page after they submit, so you can put that in there. And you don't want this to be a quiz because it's not really for points. So we're going to hit save. And then here's how you're going to send me the link. So if you need to send it to me in order for me to send it on to other people to collect data for you. And I do want you to try to send it to other people, by email or Instagram or whatever. And you can do a number of things. You can, turn the link into a QR code and have people scan it with their phones, or you can text people the link. But in order to send the link, just hit send and then hit link and then hit copy. And then that way it copies the link, and then you can send that to me by email or wherever. And you can also send it by email to people. You can type this directly in here. But I find copy and pasting the link is always pretty good. Okay. All right. So that's how we make the survey. Okay. So let's say we got a number of survey responses, and this is just a small amount. But you really need between 30 and 50 survey responses for this to be done correctly. You need a minimum of 30 to meet the requirements of the project. And so what you're going to do is you're going to open up Google Sheets. And we're going to make it new. And then you need a name, obviously, and I don't care what you name it. You can name it Regression Project Brooks or something like that. You name it Fox News Study. You can say Data Results Brooks or whatever your last name is. Just make sure you name it. And then over here, I've got my data, and I wonder if this copies and pastes. By the way, look at question 1 is my X. That's my independent variable, and question 2 is my Y. So that's how it's going to be graphed, okay? All right, so copy and paste this. I don't know if this will work with copy and paste. You might have to click in and just type it in. And there's nothing wrong with typing in, but if you can use technology to help you, then do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to highlight our data. So you'll have, again, 30 to 50, maybe, if you're lucky, you get 100 responses or something. But copy and paste the data and go to Insert Chart. And we don't want this chart. We want a scatter plot. So custom chart, scatter plot, scatter chart. And we see that. And then what you want to do is you want to label your axes and everything to make it nice. So let's see. We're going to customize this. We're going to say data from regression from Fox News survey, and then we want a horizontal axis title. The horizontal is our X, and the X is our percentage of Fox News consumption. And then the Y, so that's the vertical, the Y-axis was mask compliance or mask wearing, however you want to say it, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to get your line of best fit. If you do it by hand, you're going to draw your line of best fit, and then you're going to estimate the slope and the y-intercept and all that. You want to go down to series, go down to trend line, and click trend line, and that gives you your trend line. And then you're going to go to label, and you're going to say use equation, and that's your equation right there. Okay. And that is what you need to put into your report and your slides for your presentation. Okay. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions.